Hello everyone, I'm Lubomira and thank you for stopping by my channel. If this is your first visit, welcome. It's always nice to have new crafty friends, and if you are returning, it's always great to see you again. Now that I have you here, remember to hit those like and subscribe buttons. By selecting that little bell, you'll get notified every time I post a new video, so you never miss out on any of the crafty goodness. This week I'm sharing a card that a friend of mine requested since school is quickly coming to an end. I've been seeing lots of end of the school year congratulations around my town, and kids are chomping at the bits for summer to begin. With that in mind, parents are super grateful to teachers that have spent all year keeping the kiddies occupied, and that is why I created this fun card for two very deserving educators. This card is primarily made of coloring, so if you'd like to skip through the first portion of it, I won't hold it against you. For those of you that enjoy watching coloring, this is definitely a card for you. I went ahead and stamped an image from Your Next Stamp from the Learning is Fun set. I stamped the image in Black Intense ink off camera and then colored it with Copics. For those colors and all my supplies, please see my description below. My coloring was simple. I used my standard light to dark technique and then back to light to blend the colors. As I was coloring, I found the little bear rather difficult to color, and you may have noticed that in the final card, it's not there. That's because I snipped it off in the end. I didn't like the colors I used, and I felt I had spent too much time coloring the whole image to just scrap it. It's okay to change your images if you don't like them, especially if you've invested so much hard work into them. I cut the little teddy bear, then used a white gel pen to clean up the edges, and fixed the stamp line with a black micron pen. Who's going to know? No one except you and me. For my background, I decided to use a new toy. My husband bought me the Glimmer Hot Foil system last month for my birthday. I haven't used it in other videos because I'm still playing around with it. I'll give a detailed opinion on it later on when I use it a little bit more. However, for this card, I really love how it turned out. I used the Celestial Star background. While the machine warmed up off to the side, I placed the plate onto my cardstock with the piece of foil face up sandwiched between the cardstock and the plate. I cut the foil just slightly larger than the plate and then secured it with some washi tape. The way this background works is it creates a narrow strip of stars. Then after you're done, you move the plate over and align the edges with the previously foiled stars so they fall into the curves of the edge of the plate. Then repeat the foiling process. Once the foiling was done, I cleaned up the foil with an eraser before going and ink blending some color onto the background. One of my favorite parts about using this system is the ability to blend color onto the foil without fear of damaging it. I created a night sky using Distress Oxide inks in the colors Tumbled Glass, Broken China, Salty Oceans, Blueprint Sketch, and Black Soot. Ink blending is by far my favorite way of adding color to a background. After putting the first layer of colors, I went back with a cloud stencil. You don't need a special stencil if you have some border dies in your stash. I made this stencil by die cutting a square piece of plastic with 3 cloud border dies. So make sure to check your stash for quick solutions to your crafty needs. I made the clouds very subtle to give the impression of a really dark sky, but you can make them darker by initially making the background lighter and then applying more ink to the clouds. You can also use a white pigment ink to also add them and make them brighter. Some ink built up on my foil, so I used a damp, not wet, baby wipe to clear the extra ink off the stars. Cleaning that ink makes those stars pop immediately. I die cut the background with a stitched rectangle so that it created a nice border against a light blue mat, which I attached to a white card base using liquid glue. For the sentiment, I heat embossed one of the sentiments included in the set, making sure that the background was dry before I proceeded. It wasn't, so I dried it first with a heat gun, and when it was ready, I stamped the sentiment using Versamark ink and heat embossed it with white embossing powder. I attached everything using foam tape and added a foiled Thanks a Million banner beneath my embossed sentiment. To add a few finishing touches to the card, I added clear Nuvo drops to the boys' glasses and some gold pearls to the background. I also added some shimmer with the glitter pen to the girls' hair and shoe flowers, and then to the lead of the pencil. And that finishes this card. I really enjoyed how this card came together using the variety of media, the markers, the distress ink, and the foil. I'll definitely have more to say about the foil in future videos. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this card. Please leave me your comments below. I love hearing from you. You can always tag me over on Instagram if you'd like to share your projects. I enjoy seeing what you're up to. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you have a wonderful week and life treats you kindly. I'll see you next time for another creation. Take care. Bye.